Welcome everyone to the South Florida Open. We're here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This is presented by the Tri-Fly Disc Golf. This is an A-Tier. I'm Sarah Hokom here with Kim Hatcher in her debut commentary.
Excited to be here.
We've got a really great lineup of folks here. Strong women's field.
We've got a field of 13 this year. It's the most they've ever had in the FPO field down here.
Oh, that's awesome.
We got Ellen Widboom. She's also a Florida native, and she won last year in a playoff.
Yeah, her and Raven Klein were battling it out.
Sarah Hokom is also joining us this weekend.
Oh, yep, both in the commentary booth and on the screen. Hoping to do my best out here. It's one of the few Florida events I've played, so I'm excited. It's been a great week so far.
We got Jessica Weese out here. Awesome to have her power out here to see what happens.
Yeah, also didn't compete last year, but also kind of a Florida winter folk.
And finally, we have Kristen Knauer. She's our FPO pro down here in South Florida.
Playing for Tri-Fly, the home team. So we're here at hole 1. This is a par 4. It's 378 feet. It's a dog leg to the right, and then it goes pretty far after the dog leg. The dog leg is really right about 230. You want to, if you can, land by these palms, and then you're going to navigate either the right line or the left line to the basket. There is OB right behind it, so don't throw that upshot too far, but this is a very birdieable hole. Just got to get off that tee.
First off the tee box, we've got Ellen. She's going a forehand. She's been throwing a lot of backhands this weekend. She's just got to get past that tree. Ooh. She'll be in a decent position. She's right at the red tee pad.
Yeah, it looked like a driver in her hand, so she was looking to spike hyzer around all of that. But, you know, first tee nerves, these things happen. I'm throwing a pyro. Also kind of sawed it off a little bit, but I got around the corner. Pretty happy with that position, even though I'm a little blocked.
We got Jessica Weese with a forehand as well. Comes out of her hand just a little bit early, but nice kick. Oh, drops right down.
So that's a little tough. She missed the corner, so she's gonna have to do some work.
We've got Kristen Knauer, our lefty.
Also hits the Ellen tree. That one is in a good position. Well planted by the course designer. Kristen chipping around the corner.
Doesn't get too far forward. She'll still be in a good position for her par.
Seemed like she wanted to push that just a little straighter. You know, sometimes first tee nerves. Again, Ellen kind of offline again.
It's hard to have a second shot off of the tee pad where your foot has to land in a certain spot.
Jess hits that palm tree. Do you know what those are called with the really aggressive wooden parts of the palm?
I think it's just another type of palm tree.
So,
I think it's in the
different kind of palm.
family.
I hit the gap, but it came up a little short. Kind of hit some shrubbery up high. My caddy Julie just stepped in randomly. I didn't even know she was going to be here, and she stepped in at the last minute to caddy for me today.
Kneeling approach. Comes out a little early, but she'll have an open look. Ooh, we're going roller. Comes out of her hand pretty hot. I think that's going to line up good.
Yeah, I like that. Well executed.
It's a great scramble right there.
Kristen pitching up with a sidearm, gets herself a look. This is just for par.
Worst sound in disc golf.
Oh, the band. I feel you.
Sarah Hokom.
Looking for the birdie.
Were you around circle 1 right there?
I think I was just outside. I should have probably ranged it and maybe jumped it, but Kristen also right at the edge of the circle, hits a cage.
left side.
This is not how we were all expecting to start this round.
It's a tough first hole.
Yeah.
It's a placement shot and then having that second shot if you want it the birdie. Just Weese for her boat.
Ellen also with that unfortunate missed putt. Just not a confident stroke, you know? I mean, just trying to get a hold of things right at the first of the round. I think that's kind of normal, you know?
Solo par for the day for you, though.
Yeah, I was really hoping to birdie that one, and then, you know, par seemed good at that moment.
We got hole 2. It is a par 3. It's about 305 feet. There's 2 gaps you can take. You can take the right gap on a backhand, or there is also a left gap for a forehand or a nice flippy driver approach. And also elevated basket. That one's maybe about 10 feet in the air.
It feels pretty high, and then there's even OB behind it, right? The road, you can kind of, if you hit early and then try to throw it right under the pin, you could get in trouble on the backside. I've got a crave in my hand.
Oh, nice. I like the right gap approach. Placing it in there. We'll have a good circle 1 look for that. We've got Ellen going forehand here. We're out of tee box. Looks like she's trying to hit the same line. Doesn't get full flight though.
Yeah, she'll have probably just a pitch up and tap out for an easy par. Jess also deciding to go with the sidearm.
And there's that left gap, a little too much, holds the line.
I wonder if she was going for that left gap and just threw it too flat, or if she was just she just threw it early. I'm curious. Kristen also goes for that left gap, and then it just turns over. She'll have a little work to do.
Definitely one of the tricky holes on the course. This hole averaged the 3rd hardest on the day.
Oh, really? Wow. Kristen comes up a little short. She'll have to decide if she's trying to make that putt or not on the elevated basket. Jess just laying up.
Thank you.
Ellen looks like a little blocked up high. Doesn't look
Low
like
ceiling
seating.
on that right side.
I need to follow up a bogey with a bogey.
Aw, bogeys are dumb spokeswoman herself.
Just a little
Kristen,
short.
that looked like a half bid. She was like, I wanted to try, but yeah, those are hard ones to choose on. I'm at like 28, maybe.
It's a great birdie. I don't know. I think elevated baskets are sometimes more fun because you just gotta throw it up. Maybe it's too complicated that I simplify it.
I mean, as long as they're not all elevated, I don't mind a few in there just to make things interesting. But I don't like it when they're in a situation where everybody ends up just laying up because of the elevation. There was a hole at Jonesboro like that. And even if you'd be at like 40 feet, it didn't really make sense to run the putt. So you do all this work to get to the basket and no, So got the birdie there. And Ellen, again with the bogey, she's still at 1 over. And on to hole 3, par 3, 230 feet over the water. Signature hole, if you ask me. Comes up to this plateau. And there is OB, obviously the water, but then if you hit that wood right before the basket, it can kick you back to the fence line, which is OB. And then if you throw it too far, there is the road on the left side. So this one is tricky to just land in the chips.
Unfortunately, that happened to me today. I hit the nice planks.
Ah, dang. So this one plays very righty, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw a backhand.
It's a great flight. Nice height on that too. What did you throw on that one?
That's a rhythm. Ooh, caught the edge of the wood. I wondered what happened on that. So it pushed me pretty far back. I was really close to hitting the chips, but Ellen up next. Also gonna go backhand.
Little on the low side, but it flips up nicely and just dinks it.
I thought I heard some metal. Great shot.
Gets the height, looks like a little short.
Yeah, just doesn't quite push it as far as it needs to be. And then, of course, here, Kristen, the lefty, taking the opposite route.
That local route.
Oh, yeah? Is that the local route? There's a lot of space over there. I mean, that branch kind of comes down blocking your approach shot, but there's, I mean, if you're going for a 3, which this is pretty difficult to 2, if you're going for a 3, you're not losing strokes.
With how the island's situated, it's hard just to stick the island. It's a great run right there.
Yeah, and that branch is coming down, so I gave it as much height as I could, but it's certainly not enough to get into the basket without more speed.
Kristen in a decent position.
Yeah, just pitching up, easy peasy, getting the par. And Jess's position was good, so the short, coming in short is also favorable, because then you don't have all those branches in your way up high. And then Ellen, she's like gonna hit her head on the basket.
Hey.
There we go.
It's a tough putt.
Yeah, she was due. She had a rough start, and there she gets that park job birdie.
This hole played the toughest on the day.
Really?
Plus 0.54 over par.
That surprises me.
I think it's since it was so early.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all, you're all just first round nerves and a little, it's totally normal. Those are totally normal feelings.
All right, and we're back. We're here at hole 4, par 4, 498 feet. We are throwing from OB over the water and trying to get onto that landing pad. Super sandy, really tries to grip the disc unless you hit a grass patch, and then you usually see some big skips.
And there is that OB on the backside that surprisingly comes into play. It's inside the circle. It's probably 20 feet. So, if you're not quite dialed in on that second shot. Ellen up first after that amazing birdie.
Looks like it turns a little bit.
Puts a move on it.
That crosswind coming off the lake can really grab that disc.
Yeah, no, you definitely had that right to left today.
Sarah with the backhand.
I'm going 2 in a row.
Got the height. That's safe.
Yeah, I threw it plenty high.
Super safe.
Super safe.
The sand just grabs
But you know what?
it.
This hole is only like 550 feet, so you can get there with a sawed-off backhand. Jess gets a little more distance, but she's pushing into those left palms. That'll complicate the upshot. And Kristen, she's got to turn it over as a lefty.
And it is super safe.
I give her props for throwing that super turnover shot though, because you see me, I'm throwing a backhand. That's like her throwing a sidearm over that when she's not comfortable with sidearm. So I give her props for throwing that turnover, because I didn't want to throw that turnover. When I'm looking at that shot, I'm like, I'll chop Heiser a backhand up over there all day. So Ellen throws from the drop zone there on her third shot, ends up kind of on this concrete pad, and still has quite a bit to navigate.
We got Kristen all the way on the left. She does have a gap through the left of the trees.
On her second, but throws it a little inside. There's a lot to contend with over there. I'm about 200 feet away.
Very nice. Sometimes on that lake you get that really hard crosswind and it just shoves that disc left. So if you don't play enough over the water, it's going to be far left, and it's not an easy look.
Yeah, and it can push it OB easily.
Very nice.
Kristen throwing it up and around, still around things, and Jess still has quite a bit of work here. This is a great tee shot, though.
And looks like it's going to roll a little bit. She'll have a look right there. Ellen from the concrete pad, she's throwing for 4.
Gets up there. Still leaves a little meat on the bone, though.
Good shot.
This isn't out, right? This is just...
We got Jessica. She's gonna have to go the hyzer route on this putt. Through the trees.
Ooh.
Oh.
That was a good run.
That was a great run.
Ellen for bogey.
Sit.
Ooh, and a rim ramp.
And that's going to roll further than where she was.
Yeah, that's
It's one of the toughest when you're putting and then it rolls even further and you're up again. It's definitely a hard comeback for her.
And also because she missed by just a little bit. It's not like it was a bad attempt. She just got a terrible reaction off the basket.
Kristen for her par.
And it's really not even that sloped of a green. You know, it was just that ramp off the side of the cage.
This basket is definitely slightly elevated, just enough where it kind of gets in your head a little bit. Nice putt for birdie. Got Ellen coming up, tapping out.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Right now in the score box, we've got Sarah. She's in the lead with 2 down, followed behind by Jessica, Kristen, and then Ellen. That triple bogey, it hurts, especially when you just picked up a birdie and you feel good.
Yeah, you know what? Ellen's tough, though. She's kind of the kind of lady that can always bounce back. This is hole 5, par 3, 206 feet. That's not the right distance. I think it's more like 250.
I think it's about 240. I can get a mid-range down there.
Yeah, I'm throwing a fairway on a hyzer. So anyway, this one is a tight gap. You know, you can take the left side or the right side. There's a long row of shrubs on the right side that does block you if you're deep.
They actually had an even longer row of shrubs last year. They definitely, I think a couple hurricanes knocked out how big that shrubbery was. So now it's not as bad on that right side as it was.
Yeah, it looks like you can putt kind of through those branches. Jess is going super high spike hyzer. She probably needed to throw it just a little bit higher and spikier, but I like the approach to the hole. She takes the gap just completely out.
This is a tough hole because of the crosswind off the lake. It's going right down this alley on a hard tailwind.
Kristen does a great hyzer. She has just like a really natural hyzer game. I really like watching her. It's really smooth. I love watching her throw. Ellen is going up the left side, but hits that blocker tree. It's very well placed.
Definitely see all the scars it's got already on it. And
Parks it. Easy threezy.
Just gotta play the par game sometimes.
Yeah, usually that's usually my approach, to be honest.
Just had a low ceiling.
Kristen for birdie.
Solid putt.
She has I like her putt. It's like nice and flat. It's like a little bit pushy, but still got some spin.
Sarah for birdie as well.
I'm stoked to get that one. That's 2 in a row.
We got Jessica Weese for her par and Ellen. That tree that she hit is one of the first, you see that when you're on the tee box. It definitely gets in your head sometimes.
Ellen with a little miscue off the putter. You know, sometimes you have those days. You know, but hopefully it's just the first 6 holes for her, and that she can find her stroke here on the back.
We've got hole 6, par 3, 295 feet. The basket's going to be right on the right side of the road, about 25 feet from OB. Right behind this guardian tree. Pushes a low ceiling as you get closer to the basket.
Yeah, check out that tree. It's a banyan tree, right? And they grow back down and back up. I think they're called banyan trees. Leave a comment in the comments if I'm wrong or if I'm right, maybe confirming. Either way. I'm throwing a crave here once again. Throwing lots of craves on this course.
Definitely got that angle. Beautiful. It's going to be a tough putt for you.
Yeah, I'm going to take my time on that one.
I like this hole. I think it's challenging. There's enough wind to make it not super simple, but still enough where you got to focus with the OB.
Yeah, and the ceiling is a little bit low as you're coming in there with the OB on the right too. But certainly sets up for a sidearm.
Definitely.
Or a lefty, as we'll get to see Kristen attempt here right now.
Oh, I love how low that is.
Yep, I
Just
think
so
that'll
smooth.
do. Scoots on in there. Oh,
We
turns
just
out
are making minis.
close.
Definitely a great flip on that disc, and just for it to come back in.
Great shot by Kristen.
We got Jessica here, also throwing a forehand. Looks like she had a little turned over. She'll have a look. She'll definitely have a look, and I think she'll avoid that low ceiling from there.
So yeah, we're going lefty lines on this hole. It's kind of fun watching all of this card because Kristen, local, she's a lefty. I throw sidearms, so I pretend I'm a lefty. Ellen throws a lot of sidearms, but also throws a lot of backhands. And then Jess, who's as 50-50 of a player I can think of. So we've got kind of a sidearm dominant group.
I mean, this course is very forehand friendly.
You think?
Other than the water holes, I definitely think you can always find a forehand
I feel like I'm
line.
throwing backhands over water and sidearms the rest of the time. Except, I guess tomorrow's course, Markham, is a little bit different. But certainly Snyder, yeah. Okay, interesting. Is the designer sidearm guy?
Seems like
Or
it.
gal?
Markham's also forehand friendly though, because if you think about it, all the OB is usually on your left-hand side.
True story. A couple birdies there. Jess and Ellen with pars.
Kristen picking up that birdie to get back to even.
On to hole 7. This is a par 3. Now this one's only 215 feet, but just over this berm, you can go either left or right. And the basket is sitting tucked right up into that tree line. There's a lot of, you can get the skip off the road for the sidearm. I think the left side is more open as a choice if you have it. But the right side, as you can see in this picture, is well open as long as you hit that gap and get a skip right up into the pin. So really touchy, technical shot. This is a pyro from me. Oh, I did get the skip. You can't tell from the tee pad.
Oh, you can't see anything.
No,
from the
you just
tee
kind of
pad.
like throw it and you're like, oh, does it good? No.
Kristen with our lefty view. So simple.
And she puts the height on it to also park it.
Just rolls
So a
back in.
couple different approaches, both on this left side. Jess is going for the same kind of shot.
Gets a little gassed on it, but looks like, oh, come back in.
Oh, yeah. So we were wondering about this. We saw that happen and we weren't sure because it was still in the road. From our perspective, we didn't see that it had touched. Ellen also going sidearm. Ooh, dang.
Short, but she'll be in the circle for
It's still a putt. Yeah, so Jess, we weren't sure if it touched, but then one of the spectators said they saw it touch the inbounds area. So
I like
we
the
said,
roller for the bring it back in.
yeah, that was a really tough lie over there. She may have wished she was out of bounds early. But it was really thanks to that spectator that was paying so close attention and willing to speak up because we were able to give her the proper lie because of his view of it. So Jess, unfortunately, getting the bogey there. Still looking to get a first birdie on the day. And Kristen, that's 3 in a row.
This is a great birdie. It's a good feel-good birdie, especially with having OB right there. It's a great feel-good birdie.
Yeah.
Sarah, we're doing 5 down right now.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about that.
Did you know that you were doing well, or did you?
I'd gotten a lot of birdies and didn't think I messed up very many times. So, yeah, but definitely not trying to put numbers in my head at that point at all.
We got hole 8, par 3, 262 feet. OB sitting right behind the basket. So most people are going to go straight up the middle gap. Don't really see too many going way left or way right. Just kind of want to go right at it.
Yeah, this one plays a little bit different for a lefty. I think it definitely, we'll see if Jess and Ellen go sidearm or backhand. I'm curious about that because I think this hole plays to a righty backhand.
I agree. I think I threw a buzz today to get down there.
And I'm throwing a crazy shot to try to mimic a righty backhand, and I did not do it.
This hole, no one birdied all day.
Really? Oh, well, dang. So Kristen and I practiced this hole together. Well, practiced together on this course, and we both were like throwing really good shots at this hole, but these lines that were not working for either one of us today. I wonder if there's some headwind or something out there.
Probably.
So Ellen does go backhand. That makes sense.
She's been working on that backhand, trying to get it in use anytime she can. Ooh,
Yeah.
Great forward skip.
She's been throwing backhands pretty regularly for a while.
Her sister Sarah's been caddying for her all weekend.
So nice to have that kind of support out there. So Jess throwing a great shot. It needs to slow down.
It looked like it just was about to clip the road, maybe come back, and it just skipped right over the green.
I'm pitching up with my spin. Kristen also just pitching up there.
Scoop through. Perfect.
We're gonna be the lefties that walk away from this hole with the tail between our legs.
Ellen with her birdie. Oh, it just teeter-tottered on her. That's tough.
Ellen's not so favorable day continues, but it looks like she's staying in great spirits. And Jess takes the relief in and cans her par putt, so gets the 3 in 2 shots.
I wouldn't change anything. Go hard right at it.
I
So
agree.
close.
You might as well, right?
Sarah for her par. Looked like she was about to slam it. into
She's
the chains.
containing her frustration very well. So I'm stoked. I'm 5 down. Dang, I didn't think that was possible out there. That's kind of one of those dream rounds, right? And then Kristen, local, at 1. On to hole 9. It's a par 4, 462 feet. This is one of the toughest holes on the course. The first shot really plays to a righty backhand right by this tree that you see, and then you're gonna traverse this tunnel to the green and hopefully not go out of bounds on the right side. The road comes up a little bit quick. So it's a placement off the tee with a little distance. You know, it's almost, 280 to that kind of point that puts you in best position?
Yeah, around 270 is what I ranged it today. This play is the second hardest hole of the day. This also was the backup hole. We had 4-card backup on this hole.
Yeah.
You nailed
I played the
tree.
ricochet off the right tree.
I like that play. I think that's really good.
It was almost what I was looking for.
Kristen with the lefty approach.
Yeah, a little bit low, but right in the center, and I mean, just a couple inches higher, and that was a great shot. So.
Early is not the worst thing because you have that nice gap right into there.
Right, and then Ellen just went roller, right, and she fought all the way through the trees.
Right on the edge.
And she will have an interesting look to try to get in position.
Jess with a great rip right up the middle.
That's the one.
Oh, camera.
This is the shot we were all trying to throw. Whether it was
shot.
a lefty or a sidearm.
Kristen for her second throw.
She's still kind of got to bend that corner.
That low ceiling comes into play though, right on that corner.
So now that pushes her to the right side, kind of pinches off her shot to try to get through that tunnel.
Ellen from a neat approach, trying to just get to the gap, it looks like.
Laying out, putting her body on the line.
That's a great approach.
Yeah,
she'll have
she's
a
right
look.
in the middle. For her birdie, she has a long putt for birdie. This is a matrix. Just trying to bend this through the gap. Ooh, good tree action at the end there. And Jess in the prime position. takes the Annie. She'll be 15 feet. Easy putt at that birdie.
That tree behind kind of helps because of the mound. Helps stop
I
the dicks
agree.
from the backstop.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't really realized that, and I wondered how because I thought I was going to be way further left walking up after I threw the shot. So that makes a lot of sense. Ellen running for her birdie. Oh, wow.
Just clips the cage.
Okay, things are looking up. That was a great birdie run. Now she's got a tap in par. Kristen to save her par. Yeah, that's. I wasn't expecting to be able to get that one. That one gave me so much trouble in practice. I threw it a couple of times trying to figure it out. Jess also with the birdie.
You and Jess were the only birdies on the day.
Okay.
From where she was at, taking a par is not a bad thing.
Yeah, that roller. I mean, it went right into the thick. And if you haven't played here in South Florida, the thick is thick.
Oh yeah, you could be 10 feet away from the basket and not have a look.
So that's the front nine. Wow, I'm feeling like that's a dream round right there for me. -6. Kristen at even, just at 1 over, and Ellen at 3. So yeah, let's look at the leaderboard.
Definitely creating a lot of separation from the field.
Yeah, look at Morgan though. She's on a heater too. 5 down through 9. Her sister 1 down through 9. You're right there at even. Sweet.
I thought Morgan threw more forehands than you did. She threw
No
forehands
way.
on the cliff hole.
She threw a sidearm on that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And had a birdie look. It was amazing.
Wow, I'm gonna have to. Well, I guess I'll get to see it tomorrow. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll get to see it maybe on Sunday if she makes it on the lead. Yeah, if she's still up there, we'll see, huh? The Lynn sisters, they're
awesome.
making moves.
They're
Cool.
awesome.
Well,
people.
thanks for joining us for this front 9, and we will be right back for the back 9, and we'll see how this whole round shapes out. I'm Sarah, here with Kim.
Thanks for joining us.